You know, there's something wrong with this image. I just can't put my finger on it. Oh, there it is. Hey there guys, I'm Will, welcome to FP1, and a very happy FP1. No points for guessing why. As the king of the Simp Brigade for Danny Ric, imagine my joy to read the news that the Honey Badger will replace Nyck de Vries at Tauri and make his return to Formula 1 at the Hungarian Grand Prix. News that by the looks of Twitter, Nick still hasn't read yet. To be fair, I'm just very glad that one of my videos has aged well for once. We'll just ignore this one. But as I sit down, take off my Danny Ric hat and replace it with one containing a functioning brain, I do wonder if this is the right call. Now, you weren't expecting me to say that, were you? To be fair, the title probably gives it away. That aside, let's dive into this one. First things first, let's deal with the easy question. The low-hanging fruit, if you will. Was it right to drop Nyck de Vries? Yes. The not-so-flying Dutchman may be a rookie in 2023, but as I'm sure you've heard from every other content creator on this platform already, it's not like he's fresh off the blocks of F2 like the rest of this Max Verstappen cannon fodder. Nick is a Formula Renault champion, a Formula 2 champion, a Formula E world champion, and 28, which in F1 years is the equivalent of developing Alzheimer's disease. We may all point to his super standard performance at Monza last year, though as I've already said, that Williams was practically built for the straights there, and we're praising him here for being faster than Nicholas Latifi. It's not like we're setting the bar particularly high, are we? That AlphaTauri may be better suited as bits of memorabilia on F1 Authentics right now, but when you're making Yuki Tsunoda look good, it's not a great sign for the future, is it? Now we've got that established, let's turn our attention to Ricciardo. For Red Bull, this makes a ton of sense. Realistically, the choice was between him and Super Formula driver Liam Lawson, and as much as I rate the New Zealander, putting a complete rookie in that car mid-season may just give you another de Vries, tank the career of another up-and-coming rookie, and piss off Josh Revel. Ricciardo can at least use his experience to have a faster start in that AlphaTauri cockpit, and on top of that can be used as a more suitable benchmark for Yuki Tsunoda. The Japanese driver definitely seems to have made a step up in his third season in the sport. The question now remains, is he good enough for Red Bull? And having de Vries in the other car made that assessment infinitely more difficult. We've got to remember that de Vries holds, or should I say held, one of the two seats under pressure at the Red Bull fold. The other belonging to Checo I can't get a Red Bull out of Q1, Perez. The team claims his seat is safe, and to be fair, I agree that it is at least until the end of the season, though we all know what comes out of Helmut Marko's mouth is usually very different to what's going on in his head. That being said, he was pretty blunt with de Vries here. Signing Ricciardo to AlphaTauri doesn't just help evaluate Yuki Tsunoda, it also helps evaluate the ability of Daniel if the team ever wanted to put the Honey Badger back next to Lord Verstappen here for 2024. The question remains, is that really a realistic possibility? As much as I would love it to be, I'm struggling to see it if I'm perfectly honest. For starters, it's important to note that while Perez couldn't qualify as Red Bull if Christian Horner held each of his girlfriends at gunpoint, he does usually bring it back on a Sunday. This is the only thing saving his seat right now, and I think the jury is still out over how much of this is Checo and how much of this is the rocket ship that is the RB19. As other teams catch up, maybe that feat will become harder to manage, but the point is, right now, Perez is bringing home the constructors' points the team needs. Regardless of how Daniel does with AlphaTauri for the remainder of the season, swapping in with Checo for 2024 poses a significant risk. That McLaren's stint is still fresh in everyone's mind, and even if he does perform well, will Max Verstappen like being challenged for once? He certainly didn't in 2018. Promoting Daniel over Yuki would also say a lot about the team's faith in their junior roster. It's bristling with talent in the lower formulas right now. But if none of them get a chance at the big leagues, well, what's the point? Alpine's junior ladder was like that for a while, and look what happened there. And this is all based off the premise that Ricciardo actually delivers when he takes up that second AlphaTauri seat in a couple of weeks' time. If this goes tits up, it's curtains for Daniel. The Aussie stock is rock bottom right now, and he basically needs to prove he's got it in Formula 1 like he did back when he joined the sport as a rookie in 2011. I've said it before, but this is a cutthroat game. Best person to ask about that right now is poor Nyck de Vries over here. So is this a lose-lose situation for Ricciardo? Well, not for definite, but it has a very high chance of being. He either finds himself in a situation where Red Bull are unwilling to promote him back to the main team, or he underdelivers anyway and ends any and all hope of a future in Formula 1. I'm of course excited for his return, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried. Anyway, that's my take on the whole situation. Now I want to know what you think down in the comments. Is Ricciardo the right move for Tauri? And is Tauri the right move for Daniel Ricciardo? Let me know and I'll try and join in the discussion down there as well. As always, a huge thank you to all of my patrons and channel members, and if you'd like to be involved in any of that, then you can head down to the links in the description below. I'll be back on Sunday with another video, provided we don't get any more breaking news this week. For now though, have a good one.